format is fantastic. We brought in 8 of the best high school coaches from great programs all around the country, all the way, let's see, from Florida, from Texas, a couple from California, Nevada. I know I'm missing somebody. Oh, Idaho. So some of the most prestigious coaches that there is in high school football, and trying to provide a service for our in-state coaches to see how and from Georgia, how from some of the other programs that are really successful, how they do things. And it's great also for us to have those coaches come so they can learn more about Brigham Young and what we're about, and then take that message back to their programs and communities. And so it's a great day.
So is it an all-day thing?
It is. Registration started at 7 this morning. There were meetings and speakers all the way up until our meeting started at 2. Then the coaches integrate into the team meeting, position meetings, and then our coaches will stay around tonight, and the coaches that would like to stay have access to our coaches to talk scheme, and then we feed them dinner as well. So yeah, it's a great day.
Can you talk about practice today? Just how it went?
Competitive, sharp, and I think we're managing it really well for the health of our team, and kind of have found a nice model to kind of keep momentum going while we're helping the team recover.
Paul Lasike hasn't been out there the last 2 weeks.
Rugby. So they were playing Air Force, I think, who was number 2 in the country a couple days ago, and so they're kind of going into some of the tougher stretch. And Paul is here kind of on loan, and his first priority now is rugby, and eventually I'd love to have him full-time in football, but right now he's managing both the best he can.
Coach, you talked a little bit, like a couple guys out, like linebackers. Does that allow you to put other people, see other people?
Oh yeah, it's great because they'll be back for the fall,
right.
But it gives us a great chance to train depth, and so we're now actually cross-training Ziggy Ansa both at outside backer and defensive line. That gives us a chance for Kevin Bills and Alani Fua to get a lot of work, which is great depth. Lenny Lesatele is getting some work, and then Spencer Hadley is getting a ton at the Sam linebacker spot. And so when Kyle comes back into all that, and we add Russell Tialavea to D-line, then, man, more depth instantly in terms of the cross-training.
Of the guys that graduated last year, who has turned out to be the hardest to replace so far?
Man, that's a hard question. I think anytime you lose an offensive tackle with so many starts, the impact that could have, I think, is potentially could be the hardest one to replace. That's such a pivotal position. Fortunately, we have Braden Brown and a young player who's excellent in Riker Matthews, and so we have players in the program. But all the experience, all the starts that Matt Reynolds had, that would be my guess, is looking forward what will be the hardest.
Even though it was non-contact, you did get some offensive linemen and some tight ends back in there today. How nice was that?
It's good, and we've tried to change the format somewhat to where we can integrate more of those guys because of how we're structuring things, and I think we're being as smart as we can be with our players at this point. It will affect the spring game. Most likely that will be a scrimmage, not a game. And we'll have players that we still need to evaluate, players that haven't played as much, but it will be a scrimmage and probably not very long because, again, there won't be a lot of depth on either side, and that will be basically what we do on the spring game date.
So is the plan to still have it open to everybody?
Sure. It just won't be like we could do a year ago and divide it into both teams and go to overtime and have all that. It should still be a fun day, though.
You said coming into spring that health was one of your main priorities, yet guys have been kind of getting dinged up. This pleased with that, just how it's worked out, or is it just the way football is?
Anytime a player's hurt, it bothers me, and I look at myself first and how we've structured practice and everything possible. It affects me now more than ever. One injury is too many for me. Spring is the most injury-prone sport. If you just take that small section of any sport at any time that's currently being played, and we've been in full pads twice only, and so really tried to manage it well, yet we've had our share. So not quite sure what else to do other than, man, we're really cognizant of it, but it still seems to be kind of the nature of the beast and just playing the game.